In this video, I'm going to show you how to calculate some medication dosages. First, what you need to understand is that you're going to be giving your answers in capsules or pills or tabs, they call them, or milliliters. This is a liquid. They call this a bubble pack. So I just want you to be aware of that because a lot of people get mixed up in thinking that your answer is going to be in grams, milligrams, or units. But you can't hand a patient grams, milligrams, or units. So that when the question asks, what are you going to administer to the patient, it's got to be in something that you can hand to the patient. Unless the question specifically asks for grams or milligrams, like for example, if it says, is this a safe dose? Then you would have to figure out grams, like if that's a safe dose. That's what the question would be then asking. The question would not be asking, how much would you administer to the patient? Okay, so first problem, we're going to give our hypertensive patient 80 milligrams of Diovan. How many tabs? Well, you can see from the label that it's pretty self-explanatory and easy to figure it out. But I want you to understand the method of figuring it out, because if you have this method down, then you will be able to do much more complex problems, and you won't get confused about units and things like that. So I'm going to show you the system. Okay, so what we have here is tabs per dose. Again, you have to figure out what exactly you're looking for. And then we have tabs over milligrams, because tabs is in the numerator. That's what we're looking for. We have tabs in terms of milligrams. And then we have milligrams per dose. Milligrams per dose is here. Tabs per milligrams is here. And here's the answer. We have 80 milligrams per dose, 1 tab per 80 milligrams over here. This one is from here. And we get 1 tab per 1 dose. So that's what the answer is. On to a different problem. You're going to give your anxious patient 0.5 milligrams of alprazolam. How many tabs? Well, now you see that the tabs are supplied in 0.25 milligrams tabs, and so it's pretty easy to see this one right off the bat as well. But we're going to set up the problem anyway, and here it is. We're looking for tabs per dose. Here we go. And we need tabs per milligrams. That is here. Milligrams per dose. That is here. And we want tabs per dose. So here we have it. 0.5 milligrams in 1 dose is 1 tab times 1 tab in 0.25 milligrams. And you just multiply across. This times this is this. This times this is this. And 0.5 divided by 0.225 gives you 2 tabs per dose. And that is our answer, and that's how to do that one. Okay. The patient has pain. You can give Tylenol 325 milligrams every 4 hours PRN. And we already know what PRN means. It's as needed. That was in your abbreviations that you needed to memorize. The maximum dose for Tylenol is 4 grams. Now that may be a little extraneous information for this problem, but even still, when you're giving Tylenol, you should know that. So how many caplets can your patient have in a day? So now this one is not asking for tabs per dose or anything like that. And anyway, caplets are just like elongated tabs, in case you didn't already know that. So this one is asking how many caplets in a whole day, because we know that the maximum dose is 4 grams and want to make sure we don't exceed that. It's very important, liver damage and all that stuff. Okay, so here we are. We set it up. Caplets per day. That's what we're looking for. So we have caplets per milligram, and it's, well, this is regular strength Tylenol, and that's 325 milligrams per caplet. It's very small on there, but we would know that because it's regular strength Tylenol. And then milligrams per how many hours? Okay, so here it is. And then hours per day. We already know 24 hours in a day. So that's how the setup is. And here we have it. 24 hours in a day and 325 milligrams every 4 hours. One caplet is 325 milligrams. So we multiply across 24 times 325 times 1. And here 1 times 4 times 325. And that gives us 7,800 caplets in 1,300 days. So you're going to divide that out and end up with 6 caplets in a day. And that is our answer, and that's what we're looking for. How many caplets in a day? And then if you wanted to, you could multiply 6 times 325 and see if it comes to under 4 grams, which it does. And so now we know our patient is safe, and that is the method that you can use if you want to calculate patient dosages. Now, there's other methods, and I understand that, and if you're more comfortable with the other methods, that's fine. But this is a good one. When you have more complicated calculations, you will it will do you well to to learn this method. Okay.